Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a little while. So, in the last few months, I've been working on and off on my Backrooms game, and since the Backrooms isn't as popular as it was in 2022, I've not had a lot of motivation, but I've been trying to. It's actually been done for about a month or so, but I've just been readjusting to my new setup. If you guys saw my community post, I got a new setup, and yeah, a lot has changed, and I just got a brand new editing software, so if the editing in this video is a little weird, that's why. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to get back into my regular groove of things. Still trying to get a hold of it, but either way, let's go over what's happened in the last few months. So back in maybe spring of 2024, jeez, that was a long time ago, almost a year, I basically got kind of demotivated and I just quit the project for a little while. I knew I was going to finish it nonetheless because it's probably my best project I've ever made, but I wanted to take some time off for a little while. But this fall, I decided to take the project back up because I didn't really have much else to do and didn't have much else to lose, so I decided to pick the project back up and try to finish it. When I left the project off, I basically only had a main menu and one level, which was level 0. It's pretty much the basic for all Backrooms games. Now, I wanted it to be kind of like my Backrooms game, Bending Reality, and start with 3 or 4 levels. So, I was going to need to finish 2 more levels, level 1 and level 2. But before that, I needed a way for players to be able to save their progress. Now, there is a way that I could do this pretty easily. It's a level called The Hub in the Backrooms. But I don't like this level. It's just a tunnel with a bunch of doors. I don't like it. So, here's what I decided to do. I decided to rewrite my entire original story that I had planned out and went for a more supernatural take on things than a realistic cyber take. Now, with the new storyline, I decided to try to make my own hub level. I call it the Core of Creation. It's basically a giant church that resides on top of a pillar. You see, in my game, the pillars are the levels. Each pillar you see here, boom, it's a level, or it's gonna be eventually. I also created a colony, because there's a lot of colonies in the Backrooms. Now, this colony is called the Hunters, and they reside in the Core of Creation, and their main goal is to kill as many of the beasts in the Backrooms as they can. Either way, now that the hub level was done, basically how you can save your progress is go down into the basement of the church, and you can see the teleporters to the different levels down there. Now, how it works is each door requires a badge. If you have the badge for escaping the level, you can teleport to the next level. As for the church itself, there's lots of NPCs around that you can talk to and learn more about the game itself and the story. Now let's talk about the actual game mechanics itself. To start, there were a ton of bugs since last time I worked on this game. It was a long time ago, so this was expected, but I was going to need to fix all of them because I could not release this game if there were a ton of bugs that made the game unplayable. So I patched up the main menu, and I just generally fixed a bunch of bugs around level 0. See, the monster's AI kind of just crashed, so I kind of needed to fix it. Thing is, I don't know how to code. I got that AI off of YouTube, a mimic system model or something. Somehow, I managed to put my 2 pieces of my brain together into one piece, and I managed to figure it out. So, the entity worked again, but it's time for the new levels. Level 1 of the Backrooms is a little bit hard to explain, but it's basically a giant parking garage called the Habitable Zone. Now, there are entities, but I don't like adding entities that are already from the Backrooms. I already did that in another game. Now, that other game might have been really bad, but the point is, this is my own take on the Backrooms, so I'm going to make my own entity. For level 1, I made an entity that I call the Squelcher. Now, the name sounds a little bit stupid, but this guy is mean. He's not as fast as the Leech in level 0, but he's definitely as strong, and he can actually walk through walls. Now, this is not a cover-up for my bad coding skills, I promise. It's just, he can just walk through walls. It's part of his abilities. Anyway, I was going to need a level for him to be added in. Now, I wanted to come up with a feature that every level has its own kind of unique feature to go with it. So, for level 1, I wanted there to be a little more challenge than just running around in a maze. So, I gave the player an objective first before running around in a maze with the monster. So, I made it so that the player has to find a power box to reactivate the gate power before progressing into the next area of level 1. As for the monster, I pretty much just threw him into the level, gave him some animations and sounds, and he was basically ready to go. Thanks to the mimic system I used for the monsters, I was able to change their stats pretty easily, which made them all unique in their own way. Now, finally, the last level I'll be adding on release is level 2, Pipe Dreams. Pipe Dreams is actually one of the first Backrooms levels I ever found out about, so I was pretty excited to make this one. The problem is, it's very boring to make and it's a very bland level. It's pretty much just a very long hallway with a bunch of pipes and occasional lights. There's also these entities called Smilers, but I hate Smilers. So, once again, I was going to be making my own entity. As for the map, I tried to stick to the realistic theme that I had given myself in the other levels, and I think it turned out alright. I added a long hallway to start, and I also added these long expansing rooms that you could explore. As for the entity in this level, I call him the Fallen Warden. His main objective is to basically gatekeep newcomers into the Backrooms from level 3, trying to keep them on level 2, or just overall killing them. His story is he used to be a divine being in the Backrooms before he fell from grace and, yeah, ended up back in level 2. Once he and his animations were ready, I added the same feature as level 1. They can't all be creative. But instead of a power box, I made it a lever that you have to activate to get into level 3. Now, there is no level 3, so that's pretty much where it ends for now. Now, that doesn't sound like a whole lot of stuff when you really think about it, so that's not everything I'm going to be adding. There's also some other stuff, things like the folders you can read about the entities, and a little place I like to call the Archive. The Archives was pretty much entirely ripped from Benny and the Ink Machine, and it's basically where you can see the current monsters in-game, their previous designs, and entirely scrapped monsters. It's a pretty cool idea. Anyways guys, after such a long time, this project is finally almost finished. After this video is posted, you'll probably be seeing the trailer soon, and after the trailer is posted, that'll reveal the release date. I can't wait to finally release this game to you guys, but unfortunately I have some bad news. I probably won't be making another devlog for the Backrooms Beyond for a long time. Obviously I'm still going to make devlogs, just not as frequently as I used to back in January of 2024. They're grueling to make and they're not even that interesting to watch in my opinion. At least my videos. So I probably am not going to be doing too many more of them. As for the Backrooms game, it's still going to be updated, just that its next major update will probably be in quite a while from now, as I'm going to be starting a new animation series this summer, and a new devlog series, probably before spring break. Anyways guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and be sure to keep your eyes peeled for the trailer when it comes out, because that'll reveal the release date for the Backrooms Beyond. Anyways, like I said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!